much. We'll explain that in a second. Anyways, yes, our meeting is called to order. Thank you. And the first thing we're going to do is Pledge of Allegiance. So if everybody could rise for that. Just very quickly. And every year we have a If I Was a Mayor contest. And you were a winner this year at the grade school level, right? Yeah. But the really cool thing is the Sherwood Youth Mayor goes on to a statewide competition. And you also won the statewide competition. So, yes. So we are very excited to have her here tonight. And we're going to have her join us when we hand out all the gift certificates for all of our amazing athletes and gift certificates. Sorry, didn't mean to get your hopes up.
Recognition certificates.
Yes, but yeah, we got a bunch of stuff to hand out. But super exciting, and you're going to help out with that too, right? Awesome. All right, so the next item on the agenda is roll call. Sylvia.
Mayor Rosner.
Here.
Council President Young.
Here.
Councilor Browse.
Here.
Councilor Mays.
Here.
Councilor Scott.
Here.
Councilor Giles.
Here.
Councilor Stankey.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia. And next item is approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the agenda. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the agenda say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda is approved. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. We have one item tonight. Approval of the September 3rd, 2024 City Council meeting minutes.
Move consent.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Council. Next item is citizen comments. Sylvia, do we have any citizen comments tonight? Great. So we will move right along. So we have presentations tonight. We have two presentations. The first one is a proclamation proclaiming September as National Preparedness Month. We do these proclamations throughout the years for various initiatives. A lot of times we're celebrating like our Public Works Department or our Police Department. This one is for National Preparedness Month, and we have a nice little certificate. And I will go ahead and read it to everybody. Proclamation, September 2024 is National Preparedness Month. Whereas each September is recognized as National Preparedness Month, and whereas Oregonians have witnessed and experienced natural disasters in our own community, and whereas every community member can take active steps to protect their families and neighbors from natural and man-made disasters, and whereas every family and business in Sherwood, Oregon is encouraged to take active steps to be financially secure after a disaster, and whereas every business and community member is encouraged to ensure that they are properly insured against fire, flood, earthquake, and storms, and whereas the national theme for 2024 is Start a Conversation, encouraging conversations with family and neighbors regarding current events, human threats, natural disasters, and building preparedness by adopting escape plans, preparing go-now kits, and maintaining supplies of shelf-stable food and water, and pooling resources within our community. Now, therefore, I, Tim Rosner, Mayor of the City of Sherwood, Oregon, do hereby proclaim September as National Preparedness Month and encourage our community to be better prepared and start a conversation. Thank you, everybody.
Very good.
Awesome. I'm going to pass that down. All right, on to the fun part. So tonight we are recognizing our high school students, both academically, athletics, and music. This is a pretty cool night. We do this every year. Sylvia, how many certificates do we have tonight?
We have just a little over 300.
Just a little over 300, which is really amazing. And how many got straight A's?
So we had 289 students, freshmen through senior year, that received a 4-point GPA through the entire school year. So this is the recognition that we do in coordination with the school district. They provide us that information. We've been doing this recognition since about 2007, 2008. So for many years now. Many of our senior students are returned students for the last 4 years.
Yeah. Show of hands, how many people are here for a second, third, or fourth time? Because we have a lot of people here and a lot of certificates.
Absolutely. So the presentation up on the screen will start when we are done calling out the names. So the presentation shows all students, including the athletic and the music. Those are towards the end. The academic starts with freshman and goes through senior. So as soon as we're done going through the students that RSVP'd, Sarah will read those names forward. As a student comes up, I don't know, Mayor, if you guys are going to come down.
Yep.
You come down, get your certificate from Sarah or from the mayor. You shake your hand. You can take pictures if you'd like. And then when we get through all the certificates, then we'll start the presentation. Each slide will take about 10 seconds. So we'll go through all of those just kind of silently so that we can see all the names on that presentation.
Awesome. Thank you, Sylvia.
You
So
bet.
are you ready to do this? Awesome. Let's go down there.
And Mayor and Council, one thing that I will add, if there are students tonight that are here and didn't RSVP, we do have all the certificates here. So towards the end of Sarah going through these certificates, please just come up, give us your name. We have them in alphabetical order, and we can pull them out and then present you with that certificate.
And if you want pictures, feel free to come out and talk to pictures. Are we ready?
Yes. Okay, the first student is Hussein Al-Hawani. Oh, should I give him two? Congratulations on your 4.0 the entire 23-24 school year. Next student is Rebecca Anderson. Congratulations on your 4.0 the entire school year. Seth Anderson, congratulations on your 4.0. Tyler Almgren, congratulations on your 4.0. Jack Anaya. Congratulations on your 4.0. Emma Chan. Another 4.0. Ziva Eason. Another 4.0. Lawson Bishop. Congratulations on your 4.0. Adele Klenigan. Hanjel Kim. Hanjel Kim. Congratulations on your 4.0. Ju-eun Kim. Congratulations on your 4.0. Alexander Gallinger Long. Another 4.0. William Gregory. Another 4.0 student. Micah Gilbertson. Another 4.0 student. Perry Francis. Another 4.0. Logan Fu. Nice job on your 4.0.
Make sure it's perfect, Mom.
Meryl
All the time
Humphrey.
you need, it's okay. Totally good.
Nice work on your 4.0. Lily Hildreth. Another 4.0. Kaylin Garcia Aguilar. Congratulations on your 4.0. C. Liang. Another 4.0. Gabriella Kelsey. She also earned her 4.0. Jet Win. Oh, are you Camille? Camille? Oh, you have one too? So, yeah. You and your brother, congratulations on the 4.0. Oh, Camille Wynn, sorry. Carly Onstadt. Congratulations on your 4.0. Edith Pennell. Congratulations to you on your 4.0.
Oh, yeah, standing good.
Shruti Pawaskar. Congratulations on your 4.0. Amelia Pinto. Another 4.0 student. Hayden Shimp. Nice work on the 4.0. Kyle Singplung. Another 4.0. Coben Steindorf. Going fast. Nice work on the 4.0. Tyler Thomas. Congratulations on the 4.0. Wyatt Trost. Another 4.0 student. Lynn Vo. Congratulations on your 4.0. Ariel Winner. Congratulations on the 4.0. Matthew Wyron. Matthew Wyron. He's another 4.0 student. Nicole Woods. Another 4.0. And Jeremy Zhang. Congratulations on the 4.0.
Yeah, you're gonna get in trouble with folks. It's all good.
If there are any other students present, please come forward. Like I said, we have your certificates here. Last name is Misa or first name? I'm sorry, sweetheart. What was your Bonnie?
Mason Bani Mohammed, congratulations on your 4.0.
Great job.
Are there any other students that we didn't recognize who are here today?
Aaron, do you want to, you want to say anything to, and then let them escape?
All right, well, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. Again, I think everyone on council would agree this is one of our favorite nights to recognize our students in both academically, athletically, and for their musical talents. Also, a big thank you to our youth mayor for helping out tonight. So. Yeah, so with that, there's, you probably already saw the cookies and refreshments outside, so feel free to help yourself. You're welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting. It's kind of boring and dry. I wouldn't recommend it.
But it's true. It is true. You're welcome to stay.
We find it exciting. You may not. Anyways, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. All right. Are we going to let the slides go? Okay, they are going now. Good.
I just saw Finn McAvoy on the list. Where's Lydia?
Oh, she did say that. She said he's not coming.
All right. Well, that was fun. So we're going to go ahead and move along. Next item on agenda is new business. We have Resolution 2024-064, affirming aspects of the Sherwood West Concept Plan and authorizing the mayor to withdraw the UGB expansion application if needed. I just added that last little part. Eric, where's Eric?
Hey, Eric, do you want to come up and explain if anybody has questions about your proposal? Sorry.
Jeez.
I know. Couldn't help it.
Welcome, Eric.
Bite my tongue. Turn the mic on. That's the problem. You turn the mic off.
Yeah, turn the mic on.
Red's on that one.
Good evening. Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Sorry I was enjoying a cookie out there. Happy to be with you. I do have a brief presentation if you'd like to hear it. If not, I can skip it. But why don't I just pull it up and give you?
I think it's good for people tuning in.
For the public,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
All right, so the item in front of you this evening is Resolution 2024-064. In front of you this evening is the resolution which would authorize the mayor to withdraw the Sherwood West UGB application. Just to be really clear, it does not do that tonight. It is not that action. It authorizes the mayor to take that action if certain outcomes of the UGB process is likely. So I'll just go briefly over the logic of why the resolution is in front of you and the situations that would allow the mayor to take that action. So first, we submitted the Sherwood West application to Metro. That Sherwood West application for the UGB expansion was unanimously supported by the Sherwood West CAC, the Planning Commission, and the City Council. They all provided really direct and detailed input on what the housing estimates for Sherwood West should be. The housing plan calls for an overall residential density or a total average density of 9.2 units per net acre, which is approximately 3,100 homes. The Metro COO recommendation is that the Metro Council adopt the baseline forecast for growth, and that would result in a deficit of land within the UGB for between 1,000 and 5,300 homes. So you could see the match there between the deficit of homes inside the urban growth boundary and our proposal. So there's a match between our request and what the COO is recommending. And that's important because basically the expansion can be approved without requiring more density based on the recommendation. And so the resolution would, actually I'll get to that in a second. There is also a potential condition of approval related to housing affordability. And I just want to be really clear, Sherwood supports housing. That's why we're doing this UGB expansion. We also support affordable housing. I think we're all aware of the housing crisis that we're in. And the concern here is not about affordable housing in Sherwood West. It's about an overly restrictive condition. And the concern there from a planning standpoint is that if it's overly restrictive, it could have unintended consequences. Sherwood is ready to deliver the infrastructure, zone, master plan, and actually get housing built. If there is an overly restrictive condition, developers, others may look at that and it may not pencil depending on what the condition actually is and the requirement, or they may shy away from that. So, I think we're open to a condition on affordability, but the devil's going to be in the details about what it actually requires. And then the resolution would also authorize the mayor to pull the Sherwood West application if there are other conditions that I guess really haven't been discussed, aren't on the table, that come up that materially change the outcome of the plan. that have not been developed in consultation with the Sherwood community and are therefore not supported by the Sherwood City Council. So I think the best way to summarize this is that last bulleted point, which is that it may be in the best interest of the city of Sherwood and the Sherwood community to withdraw the UGB expansion application if the accepted concept plan's vision cannot be achieved. And as we talked about in the work session, the reason why we're doing this as opposed to a special meeting is because the city may need to respond quickly to changing conditions. It's been changing more or less by the day. It's likely to continue changing by the day, and so having the mayor have that ability it would be helpful in this situation. To summarize, the resolution would authorize the mayor to withdraw the Sherwood West UGB expansion application on behalf of the city council if the outcome of the UGB process is likely to result in a condition for a higher density than proposed in the concept plan or that materially changes the outcomes of the plan. And happy to take any questions.
And just to be clear for those listening, that's that authorizing me to pull it. If we have time, and we have time for a work session and conversation, of course we're going to do that. This is just in the depending on the timing with all this that we may not. So
I'm wondering if we can make a slight amendment to the resolution to say that the mayor has that authority if and only if we cannot get a meeting scheduled.
I'm comfortable with the way it is. I know Tim, trust him. I know he's not going to act unilaterally without our consent, so I don't think that necessary.
sorry, but whatever.
I fully trust our mayor as well. I just,
Make the signal.
We just need to be we have to be really careful with how that's worded, right? Just depending on how things are happening in Metro.
well, I was saying you would still have the authority if we couldn't get a meeting scheduled for us to discuss it.
I appreciate where Council President Young is coming from. I'd rather not wordsmith and edit. And just with Tim's word saying that if there's an ability to schedule a meeting before, in the event he thinks he needs to pull the trigger and there's time, that he will. The word's good.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Any other questions for Eric?
Not for Eric, but I have other comments.
Oh, do you have a question for Eric? Go ahead.
So this is a very complicated thing that you put a tremendous amount of time in and everything else in the whole city.
Never fails.
Does it help if I'm talking real close to it?
Better.
Yeah.
Okay. It's something about the tone of my voice. Okay. All right. You're not hearing the feedback?
No.
Oh, all right. Well, I guess it's just me. So I feel like this motion is one that is erring on the side of good communication. It seems like there was some misunderstanding about the numbers we were putting in and what other people thought and everything. And so I love having it just written down so that everybody can be on the same page. I hope that what we're communicating to Metro and the staff and everybody, because I know they've put a ton of time and effort into it as well, is that we do want to continue being good partners. I love what was said about affordable housing, and really what that means to me is options on the housing, that there's got to be a lot of different types of housing. I need houses that young families can move into and seniors can age in, right? And I need everything in between. And so this housing problem is not going to be solved by throwing up, as many densely packed, apartments as can be done. That doesn't even if we had an apartment for everybody that needs one, that does not solve the housing problem. We need to have the different types of housing for people to be able to keep Sherwood, vibrant and moving, so that we don't anyway, so I hope that that's what's being signaled to Metro and to their staff, that we want to continue being good partners. We really have worked hard to build a special community here. We've listened to our people. I love that you listed all of the groups that we've interacted with. We've really done a lot to make sure that this plan is one that the community can stand behind. And obviously, we've still got a lot of work to go. We've got a master plan and all of the other stuff. But as I've gotten really deep into this is the first step. And so I'm supporting it. But I hope that we can just keep doing this as good partners with Metro rather than having to pull it and start back at square one, because I feel like we've got very much the beginning of something that is going to be a great thing for Sherwood West.
It's literally going off on me. I would just add that, with these types of negotiations with Metro, there's a couple different groups involved in that. So there's obviously us, there's our community. And just to add on to what you said, we've worked over the last 3 years to get to a plan that our community, through all the outreach we did and polling and open houses, et cetera, was comfortable with. And if we go back 5 years when we didn't have a plan, when our schools said no, they're saying yes now, by the way, we didn't do this, right? Because we weren't ready. We're ready now. We have a plan that works. The staff at Metro has been great. They've been supportive. They've been working with us. The other groups that are a part of this, is obviously the Metro counselors. There's varying level of support there, and there's also a lot of special interest groups out there that have opinions and are talking in Metro counselors' ears. So we're definitely sending some signals. I do agree with you, Taylor, that we're ready to work. We're ready to get this done, but we're not going to corrupt a plan that our community's bought into and that we've worked very hard on for the last 3 years to get there. So, and this isn't going to be a surprise to Metro staff or the Metro counselors. I've been communicating that this was coming, that we had this resolution on the agenda. So I think one thing I want to emphasize too, and Eric, you touched on a little bit, is this is also to clarify what we've said in our plan. There's been a little confusion, frankly, in the region about what's density. Is that your planned density? Is that your final build-out density? Is it your zoned ranges? So one of the things we're doing with this is clarifying all that language so there's no ambiguity around that. And that helps us down the road too if someone ever wants to file a legal challenge or something like that. So did I get that right, Eric?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm obviously supportive of this, but that was kind of my thoughts. Any other comments or?
I think it's been well said by everyone. The intent is to proceed with our request, a long process involving all aspects of our own community, but additionally with our neighboring communities, the Metro staff, county staff, input from our neighbors, so that it is a very good plan. Some folks are or have been confused with how these other new laws play, but hopefully they'll get that all sorted out, and so we can move ahead. But at the 11th hour, for someone to throw a rock at the window, okay, you break it, then we have the mayor try to put it back together before the deadline, but if not, they break it. So hopefully everything will be great. People have better clarification, understanding of what we're doing, why we're doing it, and we'll be successful. I'm ready to make a motion. Let's go. Great.
Yeah, I just want to say that although I'm supporting this resolution to authorize the mayor to withdraw our UGB expansion application, I fully intend to proceed with what we have right now, and that we just have this as a backup plan.
I'll just add, I've been working in one role or another on Sherwood West Concept Plan for 8 years, personally. I'm very invested in this plan. I'm very supportive of this plan. I want this plan to proceed, but it has to be this plan, not something that's changed at the last minute by the Metro Council. So I hope we don't need to pull the trigger on this, but I want to make sure we have the option in case we do, because I don't want a different plan. I want the plan that we've worked on and that our community has supported. So I'll be voting for this resolution, but I hope we don't need to use it.
Thumbs up from Renee. Kim?
Oh, I've already,
Oh, I thought you were turning your mic on.
we're
Awesome. Do we have a motion then?
Move we approve Resolution 2024-064, affirming aspects of the Sherwood West Concept Plan and authorizing the mayor to withdraw the UGB expansion application.
Second.
All right, we have a motion, a second. Any discussion on the motion? No. All those in favor of approving Resolution 2024-064, affirming aspects of the Sherwood West Concept Plan and authorizing the mayor to withdraw the UGB expansion application, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, council. All right. We have two public hearings tonight. Sylvia, do you want to read us in?
The Sherwood City Council will hold public hearings this evening to receive testimony on two ordinances. Ordinance 2024-003, adding new sections to the Sherwood Municipal Code, designating city manager pro tem in the absence of the city manager, and amending Chapter 1.10. This is the second hearing on this item. And on Ordinance 2024-004, amending sections of the Sherwood Zoning and Community Development Code for food cart pods. This is the first hearing on this item. For Ordinance 003, the second hearing. This is the second hearing before the City Council on this item. A decision may be made by the council at the close of this hearing, or the matter may be continued to a time and date certain. If the matter is continued to a date certain, this is the only notice of that date you will receive. The following statement applies to both ordinances. The following statement applies to the second ordinance. This is the first hearing before the City Council on this item. Generally, the council will hold two hearings prior to making a decision. A second hearing on this item is currently scheduled for October the 15th. However, in accordance with City Charter, the council reserves the right to make a decision at the close of this hearing by a unanimous vote of all sitting council members. The following statement applies to both ordinances. If you wish to speak, please fill out a request to speak form and submit it to the city recorder prior to the time the public hearing is open for testimony. The mayor will recognize people who wish to speak, and any comments must be addressed through the mayor. When you come forward, please state your name and place of residence for the record, as this hearing will be recorded.
Great. Thank you, Sylvia. So we'll go ahead and get started with the first ordinance, 2024-03. Sebastian.
Mayor, Council, thank you. Before you is Ordinance 2024-003. It does two things. First, it amends Chapter 1.10.030. That's the procurement chapter. Among those changes, it adds the Assistant City Manager to the list of authorized individuals to act on behalf of the city when City Manager is unavailable. It also adds new code to Chapter 1.04. It defines the term vacant and also provides some instruction about what happens when the city manager has a planned absence, an unplanned absence, and when the seat is vacant. Council has any questions for me? That's all I have.
Any questions for Sebastian?
Quick one. I know we have an assistant manager now. Does it cover the case for if we do not have one?
It does. For instance, in terms of the procurement chapter, if any of those seats aren't available, it goes down to the next seat.
Perfect.
And the one situation that it basically would be the status quo, would be if there wasn't an assistant city manager and the position became vacant. And that's really a short period of time. Sherwood Charter instructs council that the next council meeting, council will appoint city manager pro tem. So it really would be a matter of a few days, maybe a week or two, for which an assistant, an interim city manager pro tem wouldn't be available. So it's a very short period of time, and that's frankly the position we're in right now.
But that would be the edge case if we didn't have an assistant city manager at the time.
It would be the edge case, and in previous years, councils resolved that problem by designating a specific individual, so that process could still be available in that event.
We don't see a case where we say we're doing away with an assistant city manager. Have we grown beyond that, or because I know we just added it, right? And so I'm just wondering. We update the code when that happens. Okay.
Well, that's really the city manager's call on how they want to staff. But I think the reason, what triggered this whole thing is back in November we had a city manager leave very suddenly.
Yeah.
And there are things in our code that only the city manager can do. So we were in a situation where we didn't have someone that could fulfill those duties for several days. And we had a meeting very quickly. We got it resolved. But we don't want to be in a situation where we don't have that.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Public.
Yeah.
I'll,
Yeah, I'm just making sure.
oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I'll read, caption, and adopt ordinance.
No. I
We're not there yet?
I thought you had
we
a
gotta
question.
open the public
I was just
hearing
making
still.
No more questions
Sorry.
for staff. All right, so I'll go ahead and open up the public hearing for anyone that wants to give public testimony on this ordinance. Sylvia, do we have anybody? I will close the public hearing. Any additional discussion or questions for staff? All right, Kim, now you can go.
Sorry, I'm a little sidetracked tonight.
That's okay.
I will read, caption, and adopt ordinance 2024-003, adding new sections to the Sherwood Municipal Code designating city manager pro tem in the absence of the city manager and amending chapter 1.10. Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Sylvia.
Ordinance 2024-003, adding new sections to the Sherwood Municipal Code designating the city manager pro tem in the absence of the city manager and amending chapter 1.10. Counselor Stankey, how do you vote?
Aye.
Counselor Giles?
Aye.
Counselor Scott?
Aye.
Counselor Mays?
Aye.
Counselor Browse?
Aye.
Council President Young?
Aye.
Mayor Rosner?
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, council. So we'll go ahead and move on to ordinance 2024-04, amending sections of the Sherwood Zoning and Community Development Code for food cart pods. Let's see who, Joy, there you are,
Yes.
ready to go.
Good
Awesome.
evening, Mayor Rosner and Councilors Joy Chang, Senior Planner with the Planning Department. So planning staff has been fielding an increasing number of inquiries regarding the operation of food carts within the city of Sherwood. The proposed amendments would allow food cart pods in certain zones and allowing food cart units that can provide opportunities for small-scale entrepreneurship and provide unique eating establishment and community gathering spaces for the public. The proposal tonight in front of you would allow development of food cart pods, subject to the following. We would allow them in the general commercial zone and in the retail commercial zone. We would process them at a type 4 site plan review with a concurrent type 3 conditional use permit with very specific development and design standards. So the chart here on this slide shows the process. When application comes in for a food cart pod, again, it would be reviewed as a type 4 under our site plan criteria and our conditional use permit criteria. The Planning Commission would actually make the final decision with an appeal opportunity to City Council. Once that preliminary approval is rendered, then the food cart pod would then go through a final site plan review where we would verify just to make sure all the conditions of approval are being satisfied, then ultimately obtaining their building permit, constructing their structures and the infrastructures that are required, and obtaining their final approval for the building. And ultimately, once all of that is finalized, then the food cart management takes over in regards to executing the leases for each individual food cart and regulating and maintaining the food cart pod, in regards to variety of vendors, making sure garbage is collected and noise aspect and hours are all being satisfied. So I did indicate that, again, it requires a conditional use permit and a site plan review. And we're only going to be proposing them under the general commercial, the GC, that is reflected in yellow, and then retail commercial reflected here in orange. Again, Planning Commission will make that decision with an appeal opportunity to City Council. And as you are aware, we just adopted some climate-friendly, equitable community area that is reflected here in pink. And I just wanted to point that no parking mandates within that pink area or within our frequent transit corridor in Sherwood Town Center would be required. Even though we won't require it, we definitely have a suggested parking minimums, and also the developer can also propose additional parking, even though it's not mandated. So specific to the development standards, we're looking at minimum of 5 food carts, permanent restrooms. We're requiring a 1,000 square foot enclosed building or pavilion. We're definitely requiring permanent utility connections. There's going to be design standards on the proposed building or pavilion. We have minimum setback standards, screening for residential properties if they're nearby, and definitely vehicular and bicycle parking. Specifically in regards to the minimum 1,000 square foot enclosed building, I know that one of the key elements that the council discussed during a work session was that we wanted this location to be a destination. And so we're finding that 1,000 square foot enclosed minimum would be adequate to serve 5 minimum food carts, pods, or food carts. We also identified that we're going to require 2 parking spaces per food cart, one that can service the employee and another for the guests. So that's where we got the 2 vehicular parking spots. And then in regards to bicycle parking, we indicated that 1 per food cart is adequate. The original proposal was 0.0 or 0.5, so half, but Planning Commission suggested that we increase that by 1, especially if this is a destination. We hope that the community will use alternative modes of transportation in regards to accessing this destination. The applicable criteria, again, for a plan amendment are listed on this slide, and I will talk to you in the next following slides in regards to the community need and consistency with the comprehensive plan. So in regards to community needs, definitely opportunity to increase jobs and businesses, reduce investment risks, and allow small business to serve larger markets, complement existing businesses and activities, create positive impacts on street vitality and neighborhood life, definitely provide food choices to the Sherwood community, increasing activity in underperforming commercial areas, and definitely supporting entrepreneurship. In regards to the proposed food cart amendments are consistent with the 2040 plan, specifically the goals and policies by allowing entrepreneurial opportunities for small startup businesses while providing a diverse mix of economic activity. Again, the amendments allow and encourage the development of commercial areas. The proposed amendments mandate a minimum number of food carts and the inclusion of permanent amenities. And these aim to create a destination and a memorable experience for both Sherwood residents and visitors. So public notices in regards to agency and departments was sent out. We also sent public notices in 5 different locations throughout the city and published in the Times. As of this evening, we have not received any written or oral public comments. So again, staff recommendation where Planning Commission did hold its public hearing, and they unanimously favored this proposal and recommended approval to City Council. And based on the findings and applicable code criteria, staff is definitely recommending that City Council approve the proposed text amendments. You can again approve it unanimously tonight, or a second public hearing for this ordinance scheduled for October 15th. That concludes my staff report, and answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Joy. Appreciate that. Any questions for Joy?
You mentioned the 1,000 square foot, and you say building or pavilion. So is it that's an open air, or it's just a solid permanent structure that is going to be addressed with design standards, right?
It's an option.
Right, perfect.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
I just want to thank the staff and the Planning Commission for all their hard work in putting this together.
We'll have time for discussion. Just questions.
Any other questions for staff? All right. Hearing no questions, we'll go ahead and open a public hearing up. Sylvia, do we have anybody?
I do not, Mayor.
All right, I will close the public hearing, and this is the first reading, and Councilor Young unfortunately had to leave to deal with emergency, so we do not have everyone here, so we don't even have the option of voting on it tonight, so we will...
Do we not have the option of discussion?
We can have discussion if you would like it. Yeah.
Or do we need to say? Well, I can save it for next hearing if you want.
Your choice, whatever you'd like to do.
When I first got elected to City Council in 2018, this is one of the first things that I brought forth as something I was interested in pursuing. So now, here almost 6 years later, I think it took me a couple years to convince enough other members of council to at least even have a public a work session on it. And then we had many work sessions on it, and then COVID derailed us, and then I think it's been in the works now the last couple of years in Planning Commission and staff. So I'm excited to see this finally come to us. I think it's long overdue. Hopefully we haven't missed the window of opportunity. I don't think so. But I'm excited to see what this may bring forth to Sherwood and the opportunities that may come. So I'm excited to support this proposal, and I will be voting for it in 2 weeks' time, or whenever we meet next.
Awesome, thank you. Any other discussion?
Yeah, I'm going to add, so I did get some public comments a year ago from the middle school civics class that this was their top thing that they wanted to talk about. And I thought, well, it was a great work session. I'm glad we did it. They're going to be disappointed at how long it takes to get the wheels in motion. But I was substituting at cross-country practice the other day, and one of the kids came up to me and said, so when are we getting food carts in Sherwood? And I said, what do you mean? And he goes, we did a class last year, and we had it, blah, blah, blah. And so I was hoping he'd show up tonight, but he didn't, so maybe he's watching online. But so there's, thank you for your work. This is by far one of the top questions I get asked, so thanks.
Awesome, thank you. Any other discussion?
I'll save my fire.
All right. All right, given the reasons I just discussed, we'll go ahead and close this out for now, and we'll pick it up again in a couple weeks. Thank you, Joy.
Thanks, Joy.
All right. Next item is a city manager report. And we lost our city manager.
Yeah, way to call on the city manager when he steps away. Good timing, Mayor.
City manager report. How you doing, Craig?
Sorry, I was
Okay.
getting an ETA update on some of the stuff going on in the council chambers with the TV and stuff.
Okay.
Hopefully in the next few weeks, things will be fixed up in here. So just, yeah, sorry about that. A couple other things I had. Just want to let you know Bruce Coleman is retiring, as we talked about before. The city will have a little celebration for him on October 3rd from 3 to 5 at the Art Center. So Bruce has done a great job for the city. He's been with us 5 years this week, and he's really turned our economic development around. So Second thing, I just want to thank Sarah for coming out tonight and reading the names. Something she's been interested in is communication. So I think that's a good way to start getting to know you guys and being able to do some of the stuff for the city. She's done stuff for Public Works, but expanding her skills. And then the last thing, first meeting in October, you're going to see probably a resolution in front of you for Old Town Strategic Plan, and as soon as we get approval on that, we'll be moving forward sometime in October. So that'll be another goal on the City Council's list that you want to get started. So that's all I have tonight. If you have any questions of me or any of the staff that's here?
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor. It's interesting to see the change in traffic on 99 and Roy Rogers with Elbert closed for that construction. I generally work earlier, start the day earlier than most, but the ribbon of lights coming up to the Sherwood, 12 and Sherwood Road intersection at 6 o'clock in the morning is impressive. Crazy traffic at that hour, and I can only imagine what it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours later. And coming home, equally crazy when I'm crossing at Roy Rogers 99, that the queue to turn off 99 left onto Roy Rogers, it doesn't finish the turn lane. The turn lane is completely full after the traffic stops. You look up and they're just a big string of them. So I thought that was very interesting, and just kind of curious if we or the county is doing any analysis, because it indicates that there is a lot more traffic that takes that Elbert bypass in the morning and the afternoon than I am aware of, since I'm never on that road. It's like, wow. So as we master plan and lay out the roads for Sherwood West, assuming everything moves forward with Metro, blah, 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 to really take that, it made a big impression on me these last couple days, and I'm going to carry that forward and working as we talk about the transportation in that area. So what's my question for Craig? Damn it, I had one.
No, I agree. I've seen it coming in. I've had to change my routes around a little bit, and hopefully they stay on schedule with the Elbert project. I think it's October 26th they're supposed to be done, so hopefully they stay on target.
I remember my question. Speaking of regret, are we looking out for our neighborhoods for any unintended consequences of cut-through traffic in this time?
So we have, the PD has, we've contacted the PD. Somebody brought that to our attention through the code compliance and stuff, and PD was doing extra patrols here a couple weeks ago. So I can follow up and make sure that's still happening.
Yeah, don't want a neighborhood to be unduly impacted over there because of that. Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions for Craig? Great. We'll go ahead and move on to council announcements. I think I started down there last time, so Taylor, you're up.
So I attended the school board meeting last night. It was the first one with our new superintendent. I gotta say, it was impressive how short and entertaining the meeting was. They invited the ASB student body president to come in and present, and talked about the first, it's hard to believe we're a month into school now, but they talked about all the different events that are going on. Unfortunately, had a little bit of a setback on our football team, but still hopeful on that. And then they had the drumline perform. That's our award-winning drumline. They performed out on the lawn there during the meeting, and it was phenomenal to see the skill and talent of and the unbelievable long hours that those kids put in. And they mentioned Percy Jackson as the play that's going to be put on by the high school, and they've cast that, double cast. Once again, we have enough performing arts kids that not only want to try out for a play, but that we can do 2 entire complete casts. So it was really fun to hear about all those good things that are going on at the school. I have a library meetings tomorrow, so I don't have a report on that. And I think I've made my other comments for today, but that's all for me.
Thank you, Taylor. Renee?
Well, I missed the library advisory meeting, the senior advisory meeting the other day. You know how you were talking about the airport last time? How you didn't like the changes? Well, I got caught in the mess. Trying to find my gate. I was in the B gate, which is now the long, anyway. So I missed my assignment. But in honor of this month and being emergency preparedness, I did have the opportunity to participate in a natural disaster deployment in Echo, Oregon 2 weeks ago, and it was fascinating. There's an organization called Shelterbox, and Shelterbox is a humanitarian disaster relief organization that goes out and is deployed internationally. And to be able to witness what that organization does was awe-inspiring and a little bit scary. But anyway, that's all I have this time.
Great, thank you.
Me? Why, thank you, Mayor. The Cultural Arts Commission, we didn't have a quorum, so we did not meet, unfortunately, yesterday. But we're excited to be getting a presentation from an artist, potential artist, to start preparing some proposals for the bridge. I have a WACA meeting later this week, CEO meeting and board meeting. I want to thank Craig for sending out the link to the YouTube video highlighting our senior center and their work providing free support to our seniors with mental health, and then highlighting other programs. Fantastic. Well done, outstanding. It's great to have that. Will the word get out? I know they've gotten some phone calls and people responding that have seen it, and great job. And I concur that the airport could be better. And we're still, as PDX is our third choice in the state of Oregon.
I don't have a whole lot to report, but undoubtedly the highlight of the week was the Oregon Ducks' dominant 49-14 Civil War victory over the Oregon State Beavers this past weekend in the Civil War. So, again, congratulations to the Ducks, and go Ducks.
The Planning Commission met last week. They held a work session prior to their meeting to discuss quasi-judicial training. Both of the new planning commissioners were in attendance, as well as several other ones. It was great training for them and setting us up for all these land use permits that are coming up. At the regular meeting, there was a continuation for the land use for the Sherwood Commerce Center Phase 2, and so that will be discussed next week at the next Planning Commission meeting. I just want to say that with school starting again, I've noticed when I'm dropping off my kids that people are driving past crossing guards when they're out in the street, which is ridiculous. And so I've just asked people to prepare maybe an extra 5 minutes for their route if they're going through school zones to allow time for the kids to cross safely. That's all I have.
Awesome, thank you. I'll keep it short tonight. Most of my mayor life has been revolving around Metro for the last, seems like forever. So lots of meetings with Metro staff, Metro counselors, and the Metro president. I won't go into detail because we already talked about all that stuff. Had just a couple of regional meetings, met with the National League of Cities Internet Technology Communications Policy Group today, which is all about lobbying the federal government on behalf of cities for franchise rights and preemption and all those types of things. Next week, I'm actually traveling to DC. I'll be meeting with the federal team, Wyden and Merkley and Salinas. No, I'm not taking a Salem flight. I got a direct flight out of Portland, Sea Concourse, to be exact.
No problems.
No problems. Anyways, but that's all about bringing money back to our community. We make a couple trips a year to DC to lobby at the federal level. And over the last 5 years, we've been pretty successful at it. We've had $3 million come in for Dalkey Road. We've had $1 million come in for broadband expansion. We just got a $5 million EPA grant that just came in. So the trips are well worth it. But this particular trip, we're working on getting monies to fix aging sewer infrastructure in our downtown area. We have some 70-year-old clay pipes that need to be replaced. So those trips are worth it. So I'll be out there for a couple days next week. And that's all I got. I'm sorry? Oh, geez. No rest for the weary. Anyways, I think, unless anyone has anything else for the good of the order, we are adjourned. And we'll be going into executive session in the council meeting room. What's that?